Really close, Vitaly. No, it was not. It was not. It was not. Not a pin. That is not a pin.
Hey guys, welcome back to Table Torque. This is our new channel. Had some issues with the old one, so make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. And finally, the official video of the Michael versus Vitaly match is out. This was exactly how I imagined it, except for one thing: Michael stopping Vitaly in the center. Michael isn't the same guy anymore. He skyrocketed his game like crazy, but still not enough to do anything against the top 5 for sure. And this proves it. Coming to the match, you can see Michael is so high. Vitaly's riser is up, but Michael is still super vertical, considering his forearm is shorter than Vitaly's. Vitaly couldn't get his angle tight to his body, or in other words, more vertical than Michael, which gave Michael the advantage. Hermes' arm length is similar to Michael's, so they both kind of look vertical in the setup. Then Michael hits with all the rise and pronation he had, which is actually stronger than Hermes. That's why Vitaly couldn't go sideways like he did against Hermes. Vitaly's not a guy known for pulling without the hand. I won't say Michael's riser is stronger than Hermes, but his pronation is definitely stronger, and that helped him attack Vitaly's hand more. And the rise definitely supports his pronation there. When I talk about rise, what I really mean is, rise isn't the most important thing in the game, so you might feel there is a contradiction since I've praised riser in many videos. When you're fighting a top roller, climbing is actually the key, especially against these kinds of open top rollers or kings movers. Saying riser isn't important is wrong. Factually saying it's just that climbing is an important thing. The riser just helps you climb through the thumb to the fingers more efficiently. When the strap is loose, you don't need a super strong rise to attack the height. You just need quick reaction time at the ready-go. But when the strap is tight, that's when the riser or radial deviation really comes into play. But here, you can see the strap wasn't that tight, and even then, Vitaly ended up with a worse hand positioning in the center because of that vertical thing I mentioned earlier. The back pressure was actually balanced in every round, and I believe that Michael could hold Vitaly in the center, but he still allowed him to go sideways. Maybe he was trying to conserve energy for later rounds, or maybe he wanted Vitaly to go into a press where he believed Vitaly couldn't press through him and would end up gassed out in the later rounds. But that turned out to be a bad idea. You can see Vitaly's rise actually dropped in the center. In the first round, before getting fouled, Vitaly stayed in the center. He didn't go for the press right away, but stayed there trying to regain his hand position. But he knew it was impossible at that moment. After getting fouled, in the next round when stopped at the center, he didn't wait. He quickly transitioned to a press, which was a smart move by Vitaly. From the center, Vitaly lost his rise, and from the center to the winning side, that shifted to Michael losing his rise. I mentioned in the prediction video that Vitaly would use his long arm here to pull Michael closer to the pad so Michael couldn't escape by creating space between his hand and the pin pad to keep his pinky from touching it. Vitaly actually brought Michael closer, and it seemed like he is pronating. His hand wasn't rotating, but he put pressure through his high fingers, the thumb and forefinger, on Michael's knuckles. And that worked. Michael got pinned. I saw many comments saying Vitaly didn't even climb, that he pinned Michael through his arm. But Vitaly was actually tried to climb like Hermes does, but it wasn't working for him, so he stopped trying, and also he pinned Michael through his hand, not his arm. What is even more surprising was he wasn't in as dominant a position as Hermes was when pressing, yet he still managed to do it. To me, the saddest part is I predicted Michael would get sucks if he tried to go inside, like his creepy shoulder press. But I cut that part while editing. That was a mistake. First round we talked about earlier was a controversial pin. You can see he surges twice, and Risto stops the match at the second surge. But it wasn't the second one that was the pin, it was the first. From a certain angle it looks like a pin, and in this footage, it's actually about 1 millimeter away, maybe even less. And if you consider that tiny gap and saying it's not a pin, it should raise questions about the stability of the pin pad. It wasn't firmly fixed to the table, and throughout the match the pin pad was swinging slightly. Not very noticeable, but enough to potentially interfere with a pin when considering King's Move matches. So, if you ask me whether it's a pin, my answer is yes, it's a pin. And that's it. Vitaly dominated Michael Todd even more convincingly than Ermis did. That's the video. Hope you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. More exciting contents are coming here. See you soon.